African carnivores receive a lot of attention. Lions, wild dogs, leopards, these are charismatic animals that a lot of us love since we're very young. But there are also many other carnivores in Africa that we don't think about, and that's like civets, genets, mongoose, honey badgers, servals, all these small guys that a lot of people haven't even heard of that are just as important to the ecosystem. And so in Gorongosa, I'm really interested in learning about what the ecology of these animals is, and that's a big question because these are animals that are difficult to study, they're often nocturnal, and so we have to be creative in the ways that we're able to figure out where they go, what they eat, and what that means for their coexistence with bigger, more dominant carnivores like lions. And so to do this, we're using fecal sampling. We're doing DNA metabarcoding those fecal samples to see what is actually in the diet. All right, so I'm seeing a civet latrine here, and I'm gonna just get out and check if there's any fresh dung here. And usually you can tell from the texture, this dung is quite fresh. This is probably from last night. The reason that information is important for us is because it gives us an idea not only of what the animals are eating, and so what they need in the environment, but also in how they interact with other species. All right, success. If I'm a lion, I kill a large animal like a zebra or a water buck, and I don't consume the whole animal. Perhaps I leave something behind that a small carnivore like a civet could come and take advantage of. And so actually as a civet, I am scared of the lion, I'm maybe a bit worried about it, I avoid it in space and time, but I'm still benefiting from its presence in the ecosystem. So we have some cameras here that will help us see if any mesocarnivores are scavenging or taking advantage of this lion kill that they provided. So one interesting thing about camera traps, and one reason they're an exciting ecological tool, is that while you might have your particular focal species, you don't restrict that camera to what it captures. And so you can leave your camera in the environment and see things that you never expected. In Gorongosa, we've been seeing a lot of scavenging by these small carnivores. It also provides an opportunity for us to study their behaviour at carcasses.
So this is actually really interesting. We actually had 2 civets scavenging at the same time on this carcass. This was a couple of days ago on the 8th. And this is kind of unusual because civets are solitary animals. So this is something we've been seeing in Gorongosa actually quite frequently, 2, even 3 civets together on carcasses. And so we don't know if this is because there are so many civets or there are so many carcasses they can take advantage of, but this is a pretty unusual behaviour that I haven't seen reported often. So far, we've been finding some really exciting results. For example, we can see that civets eat many, many species, way more than we could have imagined. That's both other mammal species, so like rodents, and they do a lot of scavenging and so on, but also they have very high dietary diversity of plants in their diet, which would suggest that perhaps they're important seed dispersers as well. And we've also been seeing that in Gorongosa, compared to somewhere more intact, where they have all their carnivores and have for a long time, Gorongosa seems to be showing more scavenging by these small animals, and so that might suggest that they are released from competition from the big guys, like maybe it's safer to go visit a carcass because you don't have as many hyenas, or maybe there are just more carcasses to go around because you don't have those big guys getting them out of the environment in the same way as you do in somewhere like Kruger, where hyenas would clear out a carcass very quickly. If you were somewhere else in southern Africa, a national park, looking for civets, it could take you years to see one, and we've just seen 3 in the last 10 minutes. So as part of the reason why they're so understudied, we just haven't really had the opportunity to even find them and know what they're doing. And so here, we finally have that chance, and so it's pretty special.